Austin is out here, you know, like Ice Cube, jacking for beats. He's out here jacking for information to fit his narrative of what Western Nebraska is. He's asking every and anybody about it, and usually it is a skewed poll. So he's not really talking to Western Nebraska folk.
I'm Western Nebraska folk.
How are you?
Into the mic, Ellie. Turn it on.
No.
I'm from Grand Island, Nebraska.
Oh.
Text line. We need to know. Is Grand Island Western Nebraska?
The answer is yes.
Yes.
The answer is yes. See, she's from Grand Island, and she says it's Western Nebraska.
Wow.
You can't argue with a local.
I'm just an independent arbiter. I'm just an independent arbiter. I'm not.
Where are you
I'm
from,
not in
Strick?
He's from Eastern Nebraska. I am from Central Nebraska, and you are from Western Nebraska. Omaha, Lincoln, Grand Island. East, Central, West.
What say you? 402-464-5685. The debate continues. And obviously, Austin is petitioning.
They're saying that Grand Island is not Western Nebraska.
There
You
you
can't
go.
listen to the text line. Okay, you can't
There
listen
you
to the
go.
text line. They go off on their own tangent.
Maybe it is Central.
No,
There you
no,
go,
no,
Ellie.
Ellie, stay
God,
strong.
think it
Stay
through.
strong.
I've ruined
Stay
it.
strong.
Think it through.
Stay strong. Remember,
You
you're the
know-
local.
I know I'm the local, but I think I've heard Central.
Yeah.
No!
I'm turning the mic
There
off.
you go. There it is.
Boo.
The real truth finally comes out.
I want a new producer. I want a new
The
producer.
real truth finally comes out. Yes, Ellie. There you go. Stand your ground.
Sad.
10 toes
Sad.
down, Ellie. There you go.
Sad.
Love it. Love it.
Oh well. We'll talk plenty of Huskers today.
Who the hair? His name is Austin Orman. Who the hair? You're losing.
I need new co-host too. That's what I need.
Well,
Rico.
as long as KC doesn't lose, we're good.
How about them Royals?
There you go.
Hey, let me just throw this out there as well. Your boy's down there.
You are.
I'm down there.
He's
Covering
giving you the 2 thumbs down.
the boys. The boys. So I will be remote
TMZ
for tomorrow's show and Thursday's show. It's going to be pretty cool. It's be pretty fun.
TMZ2 is against you also, my boy. Love it.
Well, okay. You've seen Game of Thrones?
Well said.
Have you seen Game of Thrones?
Yes, I'm a Game of Thrones fan.
Okay,
And
you know
I need to
that
catch
scene
up.
where it's
a little
Jon
behind.
Snow on his own. He's pulling out the sword,
Mhm.
and there's like
Against
100
white-
people.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's me right now.
Oh,
That's me.
He's
That's me.
He's basically bringing out his inner Tupac, me against the world.
It's true.
And no, because you know why? He's a Lou who the hair.
Don't speak ill of the dead like that. Tupac's not a loser.
You.
Me? I guess we're changing the
Everybody
stream
is
title to
against-
"On the Block with Strick and Loser." apparently.
Everybody is against Austin today. Yay!
They hate me. They hate me.
Gotta love it.
Oh well. Not everyone is against the Huskers. They sit at 5-1. They're into their bye week here. We're going to talk about that here to start off the show. Kind of what Nebraska needs to fix. What's gone right for the Huskers? What's gone wrong? And then also the schedule. Huskers at 5-1. What are your expectations in terms of record for the end of the year? What would it look like if Nebraska won 2 more games, 3 more games, dream pie in the sky, 4 more games? But Strick, let's start with the most important fixes over the bye week. We'll start with the offense. What do you see for the offense that for the next 10 days or so has to be a focus on getting fixed before the Huskers go to Bloomington?
Definitely. I want to see more continuity line domination. That's in the Strictionary.
Okay. Continuity line domination.
Yeah.
We'll add it.
Just not one-sided, not Lutovsky and Ben Hart side. You know what I'm saying? Aren't they? I think they're on the same side.
Yep, that's the right side of the line. Yep.
Not that side, not one person, not one hole with someone getting through the gap, pause. I'm talking about the whole line surge. Like Spartans. With no links in the chain. Well, is it what do they call it? When they put their sword, their shields together.
Oh, like,
phalanx.
yeah, phalanx.
No links in no openings.
No chinks.
And no chinks in the phalanx. Ooh, that's good. No chinks in the phalanx. Another one.
you just give a fist bump to a loser.
Another one. And another one.
And another one.
Yeah, that's one thing. Two, I want to see a little bit more feistiness and energy out of the wide receiver core. Going after ball.
Little attitude.
Like I talked to you. Okay. The game against Rutgers to me started again in the game against Illinois. When Nayor, for example, had an opportunity for a Moss situation, which the touchdown is a big, like it is an all-out brawl, like WWE in the cage match, all that rumble. That's me. I don't care what anybody has to say. I'm getting that thing. He got to die. Pause. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That
own it.
That
It's
started
yours.
there for me because you saw a couple of situations where that's been the case.
Yep.
And then they just haven't had the same go get energy, that I'm looking for. I need somebody else to stand up. That's two. Go ahead.
On that point, I agree entirely. You need a little bit more of that, I think, especially out of the receiver core, right? Go fight for a ball. Go make a play for your quarterback. But Strick, as I look at this team, I don't necessarily see a lot of those personalities.
That part.
Right? We talked about it a little bit yesterday. Dylan Raiola needs to grow up into that leadership role a little bit more and find the moments where he can turn it on and say, hey, we got to get going. Come on, pick it up. But that's not his personality. That's not Marcus Satterfield's personality. The offensive line doesn't have a lot of nasty on it necessarily either, right?
Yeah.
They're good down home boys, which is fine, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you need that edge. You need that extra little screw you, I'm going to bury you. And I don't see a lot of that from the Nebraska offense.
He's no longer a loo-hoo.
I did it. I made it out of Loserville.
He's out of Loserville. Yes.
That was a long 7 minutes.
That's exactly how I see it. That's exactly how I see it across the board. Now, I'm not mad on defense. I mean, I'm looking there. Again, special teams has got to be
better.
No blocks, no field goal blocks, make field goal. So those three areas, if you're gonna go on the road and play against a ranked team that is pretty solid across the board themselves, those are the areas I want to see total domination.
Text line, we're taking your submissions as well. What do you want to see Nebraska fix over the bye week? 402-464-5685. I've got one on offense. I've got one on defense, and my one for special teams is everything. We spent a lot of time talking about that yesterday. For me, Strick, for the offense, I want to see them do a little bit more of what they would do in the Scott Frost era. When you hit a big play, especially to start a drive, go fast. Get that next play off. Don't sub. Keep the same personnel, especially if the plays are scripted, right? Especially if you can keep the same personnel groups in there. Because this Nebraska offense, Strick, we've seen it look explosive at times, but then it just gets bogged down. It gets stuck in the mud, gets caught up, just kind of spinning its wheels. Nebraska hasn't necessarily been able to score from anywhere on the field. They'll hit the 40-yard play, but not the 60-yard touchdown nearly as often. So either score from anywhere on the field, right? Capitalize on a big play, or if you don't get it in the end zone, you got to get back up the line and run another play, right? Don't give the defense a chance to catch its breath because, yes, Nebraska is so much better across the board in terms of skill position talent. Use it. If your guys can't play more than one play at a time, if they can't hardly do two plays at a time, that's a problem, right? Get to the line, run another play, maybe only get 2 or 3 yards on it, right? Okay, 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7 doesn't feel great, but you got to look that you won it. You were in a quick play, and you can probably credit the defense for making a play in that situation. I just think that when this offense has momentum, it can't afford to stop, right? I think Dylan Raiola is advanced enough, and I think that there's enough upperclassmen on that offense. I mean, it's the majority upperclassmen offense, even if they're new to the Nebraska football program. Enough of those guys have played enough football to be able to handle 2 play calls at once. At least I would hope.
Okay. When I think about what you just said, I raise you, and I'm going to go all in.
Okay.
And the reason is because I think I absolutely agree with you. Here's why I think that, especially in the run, like I think you can do that and run. Like even if you can't do it the way it could be an overly complicated thing, you don't want to give too many reads or you don't want to give too many plays. You still want to kind of have control of the freshman at this point. Okay, I get that. But you can run up there and run a run play.
Yeah.
And the reason being is because they may be in a pass package. Two, it's tougher to read formations that quickly of just going right back up, understanding who needs it. You can't communicate those gap integrity situations or what gap we're covering or are we slanting. You don't really have enough time. You kind of just got to go. I think you should take advantage of those type of situations with a big back like a Dowdell, even with a shiftier back with some speed and Ramir. Not Ramir, but
Emmett.
You know what I'm saying?
Either one.
Yeah. So I would say do that, even if it's a run.
I think especially if it's a run. If you're in Nebraska over the bye week, identify the play that each running back is best at running. If it's downhill with Dowdell, if it's stretch with Ramir, if it's a read with Emmett. Whoever you're going to start the game with in the backfield, if you hit on a pass play first, or the first pass play you hit that's for 15 or more yards, 20 yards, whatever, just have it in the back of your mind that automatically our next play is this run call. Yes. If this running back is in the game and we hit a pass play that doesn't go for a touchdown, but flips field position, we're running this play right away. Get up there, don't think about it, run the play, see what comes of it.
You can run the same play with different blocking schemes.
Yes.
And different motion packages.
Just ask the 49ers.
And just run the same play.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't even have to complicate. To me, it seems, look, and I'm not going to judge it. It's going to be an alleged type of situation. But it makes me feel as if it's too much work. Think about in the eyes of the OC. You have to add extra stuff like that. There has to be extra calls. You have to really you can't just play in the situation of it. You just got to just go with it. Some people don't like that. Some people don't like to not be in control of because here's the thing. If you don't like it, that's where you're going to have to trust.
Right.
You're going to have to trust Raiola in a check. Yes, you can always have a check to that specific call because if they come in and they load the box, then you got to be able to go to something quick.
Right.
You've got physical enough receivers on the outside that you can run slants or you can run go routes or you can run something. If you get one safety over the top in a situation where they're just like, bump it, we're just gonna hit all gaps. Okay, we can't run it because they may get used to it. They may come to the realization that every big play is a run. And so the DC is going to then make an adjustment. So you then have to have that check, whatever that is, into something to get it, and for me, if you're going to have linebackers in gaps, then flare out or run an angle route with the running back. Get him on a linebacker or a safety that's still too high. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I think it's easier than what it seems as if it's just complication coming out of it.
Right. And that's why I think it's situational, right? If you're under 2 minutes and you don't have timeouts or whatever, obviously you have to go fast. But 4-minute drill, you're trying to salt a game away. You're not running super fast tempo, right? There's where you can slow it down.
Right.
But I think that Nebraska, especially in like the middle of the third quarter where there's nothing going, they've had a possession or two, they've punted. If you get a big play, keep the energy going. Don't give the defense a chance to catch its breath and say, oh, well, they got us on this one, we're going to regroup.
Yeah.
Don't give them a chance to regroup. Really quickly, the other adjustment that I would say, Strick, is narrow down the defensive line rotation. There's a lot of bodies going in and out. I know that they're big dudes, right? They need their rest. But I would like a basketball rotation, right? There's such a thing as too much depth. When you get down to the end of a season, you're really not playing 10 guys unless something's gone really wrong. You're rarely playing 9. Most coaches narrow it down to 8 in college. In NBA, what, 6, 7? By that playoff time?
7 to 8, depending.
I think that's even maybe a little bit too much for this defensive line. Ty and Nash have to be on the field more, right? They have to play consistently. Same with Jamari Butler, right? Get Judy his snaps, his reps. Cam Lenhart needs to be in there as well. But then even like a James Williams, that should be the rotation. If you work in a Kai Wallen or someone else behind them as a situational.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system.
NEPCO is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker concrete, and Beatrice concrete. NEPCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEPCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey guys, it's Nick. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday at 8 p.m. from Seacrest Field as Grand Island takes on Lincoln North Star. The Gators are 4-2 on the year and led by head coach James Thompson, while the Islanders are still searching for their first win of 2024. Kickoff is slated for 8 p.m. with pregame coverage starting at 7:45 p.m. It's the Islanders and the Gators this Friday on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The temperature and leaves are falling daily, so that means it's time for a new pair of shoes for the fall season from Brown Shoe Fit. Now, through October 31st, take $15 off any regular priced fall shoe and boots. Brands like Keen, Obos, Echo, Taos, and Atrex, all $15 off. Some exclusions may apply. See store for details. This is the sale that you've all been waiting for. So get down to Brown Shoe Fit on 66th and Q.
This is State Senator Carolyn Bozin. Public safety is important in our community. I have a proven record of protecting public safety. I have prosecuted perpetrators of domestic violence, advocated for the rights of child abuse victims, held sexual predators accountable, and fought to keep drug traffickers off our streets. This is Senator Carolyn Bozin, and I will continue to fight to keep our community safe. Vote Carolyn Bozin on November 5th. Paid for by Bozin for Legislature.
Child care providers know that little kids are a big responsibility, and you work hard to do your best for the families who depend on you. But help may be available. If you own or work at a child care program, you may be eligible for Nebraska's School Readiness Tax Credit. Find out if you or your program qualify, because in the work you do for our youngest kids, every dollar counts. Learn more at schoolreadiness.taxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation, and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Looking for a place to relax and unwind after a busy day? Cigars Lounge at 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the perfect place to enjoy good company, a cocktail, and of course a cigar. Visit Cigars Lounge on Tuesdays for Top Shelf Tuesday and enjoy 50% off select spirits. Cigars Lounge offers Perdomo, San Cristobal, Rock Patel, and more of the top stogie brands that you know and love. But that's not all. If you mention this ad between noon and 5 p.m., you'll receive 15% off your entire tab just by mentioning the ticket. Check out Cigars Lounge today at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Early break. Anthony in the mailbag says, good morning, guys. Question for the mailbag. If you were trapped in a 10 foot by 10 foot concrete room with one animal, what is the largest animal you could kill with nothing but your bare hands?
I'd like to think I could whip an ostrich.
Get hold of his neck. He's gonna whip him around. He's gonna whip him around.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back on the block. Austin Norman, Eric Strickland, Ellie with you here. This is On the Block, brought to you by Nebco. They're hiring for constructors. They're looking for general laborers. They've got immediate job openings for that, as well as mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. If you join the crew today, you could be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Laborers start at $23 and up per hour based on your experience. Find out more, nebcoinc.com or constructorslincoln.com. Strick, let's dive into the Nebraska football schedule so far. They're 5-1. They hit the bye week, at least for the first time. Next 3 games, Indiana, Ohio State on the road, UCLA at home, then a bye week, USC, Wisconsin, and then Iowa, those bookend games on the road as well. 4 of the next 6 games are on the road after 5 of the first 6 games at home. That's going to be a big difference for the Huskers. Won't be nearly as buzzing in Lincoln with 4 of the 6 games on the road. Let's just take that first 3-game stretch. Bye week, Indiana, Ohio State, UCLA. What's a fair expectation for Nebraska's record in those 3 games?
Well, here's the focal point should be for me. If you're a coaching staff, if you're Coach Rule, you are making this game as important as any game that's approaching, as any game that you have faced throughout the year. Here's the reason why. You've seen this movie before.
Yeah.
You've been sitting at a 5-win mark, 1 win away from a bowl. And it, to me, it feels like a situation where this was your first time going bungee jumping. This is your first time going sky jumping. This is your first time riding on the sling, the thing that
I ain't rolling.
You know what I'm saying? This is your first time going down the Bahamas in the temple where it's like a straight down, right?
Miss me
You're
with it.
You're standing there looking like you want to go, but you don't. You're hesitant. You've seen this picture before. That's what they. That's what the last couple times they've been here seems like. It's like they're scared to
take that next step. Yeah.
This is why this game is so important for multiple reasons. 1, that you're scared to take the second. 2, you still haven't beat a ranked opponent, let alone
2016.
3, you're basically now going to have 4 games on the road. What better test than to have a ranked one? The lessons it can teach you. You have to play a pretty solid game. It can prepare you so that if you don't win this game, or I mean, if you lose this game, you want to lose as if they just beat you, not that you lost it.
Yeah. Now that you let the opportunity slip through your fingers like you did last year.
Right. You don't want to lose this game. This is why it's so important, because you know what you got next week, the week after. And the week after, you don't want to be on a 2-game slide. Now your mind is thinking, that 5
Here we go again.
That 5-3 thing again. This is why that's important. Bank it. We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
Put it in the bank. It's a team that measures well with you. You guys have very, differences, but you're pretty much on equal ground. The only difference is they're going to have crowd to help them. They're going to be at home. They may get some home cooking. You know what I mean? All that stuff. But that's why that game is so important more so in this first stretch for me.
If Nebraska goes 2-1 in this stretch, I think it's a good step in the right direction.
Facts.
To me, Strick, if you ask me
Facts.
right now, I predict Nebraska goes 1-2.
Okay.
I think that Nebraska loses to Indiana. I think they're just a little bit better right now. I think they're a little too explosive on offense. You come at me with the who have they played, right? I get it. Not exactly the most daunting schedule, but they have really taken care of it. You know, Indiana has looked much better than I thought they would under Kurt Cignetti. I'm not saying Nebraska can't win the game. I bet it's probably close, but I trust Indiana a little bit more right now, especially at home coming off a bye week. Then Ohio State. Never say never, obviously. But Strick, I think we are underappreciating how good Ohio State has been this year. I really do. Like, there just hasn't been a whole lot of talk about the Buckeyes. It's been, oh, look at all the new, oh, look at all the cross-country travel. I think we're forgetting just how good Ohio State is, right? And hopefully the team won't be telling itself that message, right? They're not supposed to care how good Ohio State is. But then you have to come home and beat UCLA.
Facts.
It's hard to call that a must-win game. It's a you shouldn't lose game, right? You come home after, two probably tough road games. You get the home crowd re-energized. And if I'm correct, you're still looking for win number 6. If you can get that done at home, right? Maybe a little pressure taken off your shoulders, maybe a home crowd boost to push you over the finish line. If you go into your second bye week at 6-3, I still think that's a huge step in the right direction from where the program's been.
No complaint. I that's worst case scenario coming out of that stretch. That's how I feel about it.
The previous time that Nebraska was 5-7 before Matt Rule got here, the Huskers were 4-6 headed into their last 2 games of the 2019 season. They go on the road, they smoke Maryland 54-7, and then a ranked Iowa comes to town last week of the year, and Nebraska loses that game by a field goal. But that's also a year, Strick, where Nebraska lost by a touchdown to Indiana at home, and not a great Indiana, right? That was a fine Indiana team. 8-5 that year. Peyton Ramsey was there. Michael Penix Jr. was the backup. Stevie Scott, Wap Fillier were on that team. Peyton Hendershot as well. That's a fine Indiana team, not world beating. You lose that by 1 possession. The next week you go to Purdue and you lose that one. That Purdue team in 2019, as I get it pulled up, 4-8. They were a game worse than you, and you lost that game on the road. That's not great. You also get smoked by Jonathan Taylor and Wisconsin at home. But that was also the year, Strick. Of course, you go out to Colorado and you trick that game off when you're up 17-0. Nebraska had 3 opportunities to get its 6th win before Iowa came to town on Black Friday, didn't do it. So if you're able to get that 6th win of the year in the next 3 games, boom,
book it.
You're set, right? But that I think is the bare minimum. Then you get strict to that last 3-game stretch actually, before we do that, text from Thomas and Lincoln. His expectation is 2-1. That's the hope. If Nebraska goes 2-1, I think that is a job well done. Kudos, bravo. But even 1-2 is that next step. 2-1 as the expectation seems a bit rich for me sitting on this side of the table.
Okay, so for me, I said 8-4.
Mm-hmm.
If they win one of these next 2, that puts them at 6. And then you've got to beat Wisconsin at home, and I think they're better than Iowa. I think it's a toss-up with USC. It just depends on who's playing well, how the defense holds up. It's just going to be a litany of things that they must do well again. And hopefully you learn those lessons going into Ohio State as well as Indiana. You're going against a ranked team.
Yeah.
You're probably going to face another ranked one there. Hopefully the lessons you gleaned out of taking, based on your metric, taking 2 losses out of the 3. So for me, still 8-4 is attainable, because I think they're better than Wisconsin, and I think they're also better than Iowa. So I think if you haven't gotten to a point to where you're feeling you know who you are, you know what your identity is, you're feeling good about even how you played on the road, how the team is doing. If you at the last 2 games can't put together a full compilation of game work, then it, to me, again, that's why I say 8-4. because anything less than that, based on what I'm seeing, based on the lessons you should have learned, based on your run up, based on all of those, that is the worst for me that I would be acceptable. I'm not saying I'm not happy. I'm just my expectation based on if you feel like you're making a move for change and trying to go in the right direction, you should be 8-4. That's the way I feel. And I'm sticking to my ground. I'm sticking to my LE on that. Standing 10 toes down on Western Nebraska.
There we go. I'm with you that as I look at it right now, Strick, I can see that last 3-game stretch being a 2-1 stretch for Nebraska. Except when's the last time they did that? Right? This is a team that hasn't finished well in November, that hasn't beat Wisconsin only one time in the Big Ten era. And I just don't know about Iowa. I just don't know. Trust me, I get it. The offense is doo-doo brown. It is real bad. No bueno. That defense is still legit, though, right? That's still a top 5 defense in the country. Dylan Raiola's still got a lot of lessons to learn, right? He still does against the secondary that's tormented, worse quarterbacks before. Yeah, maybe Dylan Raiola is the answer, the antidote to it. But the Phil Parker is licking his chops trying to scheme something up for Dylan Raiola, especially in a rivalry game, especially coming back home to Iowa. So I don't think Iowa's a pushover. I think it's going to be a close game. And I'm not saying Nebraska can't or won't win it. I'm just not willing to chalk it up as a win right now. If you don't beat Wisconsin, that's a problem. This Wisconsin team, the way they're playing right now, again, probably going to be a close game. But the fact that you're in Lincoln, the fact that you've played these guys so close before, find a way to get over the hump. What would be disappointing to me, Strick, is if Nebraska goes on the road and beats Iowa after losing to Wisconsin.
We've seen that one before.
We have, because I can see 2-1 in the last 3 games a little more easily than I can in the next 3 games. But if Nebraska goes, let's say Nebraska does get to 2-1, but they beat USC and Wisconsin, but lose to Iowa. Okay, fine. You probably, got your big upset of the year on the road at USC, came back home, beat Wisconsin, then Iowa probably made Dylan Raiola have a bad day. Nebraska got one-dimensional, through an interception, pick 6, whatever. Punt return, touchdown, who knows? If you
nullify that statement, I take it out of the atmosphere right now. That's not going to happen. Okay, go ahead.
If you go 2-1, you beat USC and Iowa, then the question is, how the heck did you lose to that Wisconsin team? What did they do that you couldn't get over the Wisconsin hump this year of all years? If you don't beat Wisconsin this year, when are you going to beat them? But if you go 1-2 and your only win is Wisconsin, that's defensible. Not ideal, not great, but I do think that's defensible. USC, Thomas and Lincoln says, I honestly don't see that USC is as good as a lot of people think. USC certainly has its flaws. Don't get me wrong, right? We just saw Minnesota beat USC. Granted, that was in the Twin Cities, right? And do I think Nebraska's better than Minnesota? Yes. Yes, I do. USC's got athletes, man. I'm not saying Nebraska can't slow them down, but we've seen worse quarterbacks have better days against Nebraska. Until I see Nebraska replicate its performance against Colorado, against USC, I'm picking USC to win that game right now. So if Nebraska goes loss, win, loss, win, loss, that gets them to 7-5. That's fine in my book. Not ideal. You probably left some opportunities out there, but as I see it right now, a 2-4 finish to the year might feel a little blah, a little icky, but in the big picture, it's a step in the right direction. And then you take those lessons. You have a lot of the crew returning for next year, at least on offense, right? Get the young guys worked in, get some reps on defense. But this, to me, Strick, the last 6 games should be more and more of a coming out party for a Ja'Cory Barney Jr., a Carter Nelson, guys like that. And more of a, we got 6, maybe 7 games left for the upperclassmen on defense. I want to see that group raise its level even more and make me look silly, right? You only got, like I said, 6 or 7 games left, most likely, in college. Go play the best football of your dang lives.
So so basically you didn't like the defense in the way that they played against Rutgers, because basically you're saying that what helped me to understand, because I thought that was a pretty good defensive, the offense was horrible. I actually thought that was a really good job on the defensive side of things, under 200 yards in passing. And, Monunga got, he got going early, but then
you slowed him down.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying that's not peak, but that's not good enough to just help me to understand.
I'm saying the best defensive performances I've seen out of Nebraska this year were Colorado and Rutgers. USC is much deeper than either of those two teams. Ohio State, obviously much deeper than those two teams. Indiana's got
better
them figured
receiving
out.
core is you're saying USC's receiving core is better than Colorado's?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Hunter's the best player. USC's deeper. That's what I believe. Miller Moss isn't as good as Shadur Sanders, but they can mix in at least a little bit of a running game. And USC's defense is better than Colorado's.
I would give you that, but that's a pretty good receiving core.
I'm not saying Colorado's bad. I'm saying USC's that good.
Okay.
To me, it's a credit to USC.
That's what I'm going to be looking for.
Right? Wisconsin, thoroughly mid right now. Iowa, all sorts of issues. Right? I'm not trying to say that I think Nebraska is going to go 2-4. That's just what looks most likely to me. I kind of agree with BJ in Wichita. Is this team built for cold weather? I don't think so, especially not offensively. We'll see. It's not impossible to throw the ball in cold weather, but the teams that Nebraska plays on the back half of the schedule are just straight up better than the teams they played in the first half of the schedule, right? Pretty much every week, outside of most likely UCLA, is going to be closer to Illinois. And you know that Wisconsin is telling itself when it gets to Nebraska week, we don't lose to these guys. We own this team, right?
Mm-hmm.
No matter what their season is going like, it's Nebraska week. We focus up. We don't lose this game, right? We win this game. We have every time but one in the Big Ten era. Iowa, same thing. They want nothing more than to spite Nebraska. Indiana feels like it's the better team right now for good reason, right? Yeah, Nebraska's 5-1. Indiana's undefeated. Not a huge difference in record. But think about all the swag, all the hype that Indiana, that football team, that head coach are walking around campus with right now. They're feeling themselves, as they should at this point. Nebraska is going to play a lot more teams that are more confident in who they are and just better than the teams they've played in the first half of the year. Would 2-4 feel like a little bit of a letdown after starting 5-1? It would. I'll go back to my Royals example, though. 2-4 would not be nearly as painful as what the Royals almost did to me and almost missing the playoffs. And that 90% chance, right? 2-4 in 6 opportunities. There's enough ways for Nebraska to get to 3-3. If let's say Nebraska goes 3-3, okay, so that'd get them to 8-4. What are the games they win? What are the most important games for Nebraska to win if they go 3-3? To me, you can't lose to UCLA.
No,
you just can't lose to
lose
UCLA.
To Wisconsin.
You can't lose to Wisconsin. So then you essentially have to pick one of the 4. Is it worth
it's Iowa?
Okay.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Let me go back to my original. I think it's Indiana.
You think it's Indiana?
I think it's Indiana.
Okay.
I think it's put it on the line. We've been here before. We are banking our opportunity to get into a bowl game, and it's not going to happen at the last game. It's not going to happen in the last week or two.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen tonight. That's how I would be. Mm-hmm. I'm looking for fodder to rev my team up to get on this road. We are going bowling tonight. I'm having in their face, tugging their mask. I'm going off. And I'm telling them, nothing less than us walking back in here with our helmets in the air.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about.
So if that plays out the way you see it, Nebraska alternates wins and losses throughout the end of the schedule.
Pretty much.
That's fine. You go into your bowl game on a down note, right? You have to listen to another offseason of Iowa yapping. But I guess the trade-off in my mind, Strick, is would you rather, like you said, bank that win early and get off the schneid against ranked teams and on the road?
Yeah.
Or do you want bragging rights against Iowa?
I check another box. I mean, the reason being is you want to go on the road and play solid. Just you've got to have the mentality that anybody that comes in here, they're walking out limping. They're walking out sad face. They're walking out with their head down. If they come into Memorial Stadium, that's what it's going to be like. If I go into somebody else's stadium, our goal is to put up the shish.
Mm-hmm.
Our goal is to walk out with helmets high.
Mm-hmm.
Our goal is to run into that locker room and spray a bunch of Gatorade on Coach Rule. Our goal is that, right? But at the same time, it's on the road. So sometimes you get some bad sauce meaning that the referees kind of are mixing in some hot sauce into the mix. Sometimes,
Little Cholula.
yeah, sometimes
Tabasco.
Sometimes it's crowd noise. You make a couple of mistakes that are crucial. There's a lot of things that can happen. That's why you've got to, when you were at home, you should have been working on that.
Yeah.
You should have been working on that. And that's what I think I'm a little bit apprehensive about the outcome, but that's why I say Indiana is that much more important.
We've got a lot of good texts on this. We're going to get to those at the top of the 3 o'clock hour before we launch into a little bit of college football news. If you ask me to pick 3 games that Nebraska wins out of the next 6, I think you go 3-4 in November. That's the way I would draw it up. It would be so nice to beat Indiana, but where's the juice to that, right? It would mean a lot now, but if you tell me you come back home, you beat UCLA, losing to USC on the road, not a lot of shame in that. But then you beat Iowa, you beat Wisconsin to end the year. Feel good going into a bowl game. You probably have bowl reps there watching as long as you look, somewhat decent. You're not saying you're going anywhere tropical, but you're going to where you can walk around in jeans and a t-shirt, shorts and a t-shirt, right? And I think that would be a good step in the right direction for this program. So Stricky takes wins alternating weeks. I take 3 out of 4 in November. Let me know what you think. 402-464-5685. I know Stricky's got the YouTube comments pulled up as well if anyone sends in a comment there. Thanks to Starter Heyman Jewelers for that. Thanks to Buffalo Wings and Rings for sponsoring the Shootout with Strick. That's what we're going to do next. We need a caller at 402-464-5685. There'll be 4 questions for Strick. It'll be 4 questions for you. If you win, you get $30 in gift certificates to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Call now. We'll play the game to wrap up hour 1 of On the Block.
Good day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better. Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Imagine a world where your office IT runs smoothly, securely, and effortlessly. A day where you aren't worried about the next outage or password compromise. At Hamilton, we take care of everything from monitoring and maintenance to security and support. We partner with your business to design integrated technology solutions that fit your needs now and your goals for the future. With on-site and remote IT support options, we're always just a call or click away. Elevate your IT with Hamilton Managed IT. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. The electrical workers of local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Looking for a place to relax and unwind after a busy day? Cigars Lounge at 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the perfect place to enjoy good company, a cocktail, and of course a cigar. Visit Cigars Lounge on Tuesdays for Top Shelf Tuesday and enjoy 50% off select spirits. Cigars Lounge offers Perdomo, San Cristobal, Rock Patel, and more of the top stogie brands that you know and love. But that's not all. If you mention this ad between noon and 5 p.m., you'll receive 15% off your entire tab just by mentioning the ticket. Check out Cigars Lounge today at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Hey guys, it's Nick. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday at 8 p.m. from Seacrest Field as Grand Island takes on Lincoln North Star. The Gators are 4-2 on the year and led by head coach James Thompson, while the Islanders are still searching for their first win of 2024. Kickoff is slated for 8 p.m. with pregame coverage starting at 7:45 p.m. It's the Islanders and the Gators this Friday on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Eric Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game!
That it is. We have a contestant on the line. He's on our Honda of Lincoln hotline. Ellie, let's go ahead and turn that phone on. We welcome in Jacob to play the Shootout with Strick. Jacob, how are you this afternoon?
Oh, nice and sunny.
Good deal. We love to hear that. Stricky, you got the hat on, my man. Your superpowers.
I had to go get.
You're feeling yourself a little bit today.
I'm feeling myself. I'm extra excited. We ready to go, baby.
All right. Jacob, hold on the line here. We will get Strick his 4 questions first, then we will get to you. Sound good?
Camera up a little bit.
You bet.
All right. We'll let Ellie get the camera adjusted to get all of Strick's big old dome in there.
Dome. Yeah, there we go. Let's go.
That's more like it. That is more like it. All right, Stricky, your round of the shootout starts here in 3, 2, and 1. He leads the Big Ten in passing yards. Curtis Rourke or Will Howard?
Howard.
It's Rourke. He leads the Big Ten in sacks. Josiah Stewart or Jordan Birch?
Stewart.
It is Stewart. He's thrown the most interceptions in the Big Ten. Aiden Childs or Ethan Garbers?
Garbers.
It's Childs. And he leads the country in rushing yards. He leads the country in rushing yards.
10, 9, 8,
Jonte from I don't know last name. Jonte from Boise State.
1.
Yeah, you know Jonte.
You knew the last name. You did not know the first name.
Okay.
But I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Ashton Genty from Boise State. Stricky, that is a 3-point round.
Yeah.
You got the Hail Mary question. Way to go.
Yeah.
The Mario hat did work for you.
It did work for me today.
All right, Jacob, 3 to tie, 4 or more to win. You ready?
Give it a shot.
All right, your round starts here in 3, 2, and 1. He leads the Big Ten in rushing yards. Caleb Johnson or Kyle Monangai?
Monangai.
It's Johnson. He leads the Big Ten in receiving yards. Jeremiah Smith or Ty Felton?
Smith.
It's Felton. He has the highest completion percentage in the Big Ten. Dylan Gabriel or Drew Aller?
Gabriel.
It is Gabriel, and he leads the nation in passing touchdowns.
10, 9,
He leads the nation in passing touchdowns.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
No! No! No!
You can't start screaming no before the buzzer.
No!
Jacob does not
Dylan
get an
Raiola.
answer. What was that?
Dylan Raiola.
It is not Dylan Raiola. The answer is Cam Ward of Miami. He's got 20 tutties through the air. That means Stricky is the champ. Jacob, appreciate the effort. Thanks for playing. Let's give that man his music.
The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here.
Those legs got magically unsore pretty quick there, Stricky.
Yeah! Get the W, Strick. Do like Nebraska's gonna do against Indiana, doggone.
Woo!
Let's go.
There it is.
You see, I got the red hat on.
You do. You do indeed.
We ready, baby.
Ready
We
for the
getting Super
tiebreaker
Mario
question.
What's up?
That means we still have the $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings to give away. We will give the $30 to Stricky. You pick the number this time. Text number what? What you feeling today, my guy?
Let's go with. We're gonna go with 13 for Friday the 13th.
Is that lucky or unlucky?
The lucky version.
Okay. Number 13, over, under, or push. Strick's answer to this question. What is Dylan Gabriel's completion percentage this season? What is Dylan Gabriel's completion percentage this season?
71.
Stricky says 71%. 402-464-5685. Over, under, push Stricky's answer. Texter 13 with the right answer out of those three. Over, under, or push 71% will win the $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. We'll go to break. When we get back, plenty of text to get to on Husker football. Don't go anywhere for that. We will also break down the House versus NCAA preliminary settlement and agreement. And then Robert Saleh, fired by the New York Jets and other NFL headlines. All ahead, hour number 2 of On the Block, brought to you by Nepco.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Looking for a place to relax and unwind after a busy day? Cigars Lounge at 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the perfect place to enjoy good company, a cocktail, and of course a cigar. Visit Cigars Lounge on Tuesdays for Top Shelf Tuesday and enjoy 50% off select spirits. Cigars Lounge offers Perdomo, San Cristobal, Rock Patel, and more of the top stogie brands that you know and love. But that's not all. If you mention this ad between noon and 5 p.m., you'll receive 15% off your entire tab just by mentioning the ticket. Check out Cigars Lounge today at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Kawasaki dealership. Score big on Kawasaki's most dependable side-by-side, the Mule Pro, built to take on your most demanding days. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of October. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with large selection of motorcycles and side-by-sides in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Stop by every Saturday for their Husker tailgate with free food, drinks, and games.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Child care providers know that little kids are a big responsibility, and you work hard to do your best for the families who depend on you. But help may be available. If you own or work at a child care program, you may be eligible for Nebraska's School Readiness Tax Credit. Find out if you or your program qualify, because in the work you do for our youngest kids, every dollar counts. Learn more at schoolreadinesstaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation, and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Fall is here, which means it's time to dive into a new lineup of autumn flavors at Wings and Rings. Your home away from home during football season. Their all-star lineup of wing sauces is adding 2 new impact players, curry garlic and pumpkin chili. Need something delicious before kickoff? How about starting your meal with their brand new chorizo nachos and loaded fries? You better act fast. These new tastes of autumn won't be here long. So make the trip to one of their 2 Lincoln locations today on O Street or Village Lane.
On the block with Strick and Austin.
Nebraska football banked 3 wins early. It had to do that. Seeing the win against Purdue, seeing the win against Northern Iowa, even Colorado, I feel like, at least for me, the wins have been secondary. I've been trying to nitpick, they have to do this better, they have to do this better. Nick, I'm in a spot now with both the Royals, helping me see with the Huskers. We got to learn to love these teams for who they are. The bar has changed.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three. You're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEBCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Hour 2 of the show brought to you by NEBCO. Appreciate them and their sponsorship of things. They are hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete right now. You can apply today and start your career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. NEBCO and Ready Mixed Concrete offer great pay, medical, and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they'll pay for your CDL training. Learn more by visiting readymixedconcrete.com or nebcoinc.com. Welcome into Hour 2 of On the Block. Austin Norman here in the middle. Strick to my left, your right if you're watching on stream. Ellie's on the board to my right. And you are on the text line. Y'all have been active. We're going to jump back into the discussion of the Husker football schedule here, especially over these last 6 games. Got a number of texts I think we can get to here. Thomason Lincoln says, I think that Nebraska is Indiana's trap game. I'm going to strongly push back on that, Thomas, right? Coming off a bye week, it's the classic, I think, rust versus rest debate. Was it good to have some time off and recollect your thoughts? Or is this a break in the schedule that Indiana didn't necessarily want, right? They're rolling right now. That offense is going to be thrown off by having a week off, getting out of routine. Which side do you usually come down on, Strick? Do you prefer the rust or do you like to keep going,
bro?
And
I
get
was
some
about
rest?
to ask you the same question.
We'll start with you.
I'm going to start with me. 402-464-5685. And here's the question. Another question that I'm going to throw out, and I want to throw it to you guys. Who benefits most off of that type of game? Is it the home team or is it the team that's coming in? Me personally, on a rust game, when you're feeling good about yourself, you said earlier, kind of smelling yourself a little bit. You're at home in the comforts of your home. What does practice look like that first week? How is the coach managing bad days? That's going to be the difference, because I think road teams have a little bit more focus, knowing that they're not going to be at home. It's a little more opportunity to be focused because you don't have much to think about other than this freaking game. You get to Indiana, to Bloomington, and you're in the hotel. It's you and your comrades. It's your brothers. Y'all may be playing PlayStation and just kind of hanging out and sitting each other and talking and laughing, but it's you guys. It's like together. Whereas they're normally, I remember back in the day, there was games or certain games or times where they would put us up. We would go to a hotel together, so forth and so on. Yes, they'll probably do that, but then there's still just sometimes there's a little bit more ease. This is why I think Nebraska needs to jump on them. Like they need to have a Colorado. So you're saying you want to see it? Yes. Come in, go right after them real hard. I would even let my defense go out first. Set the tone. Even if they score, it just kind of gives you a little bit of understanding of what you got in front of you. It doesn't put the pressure on you to have to go and try to score. Just kind of allows you to, maybe set up the field. So that's why I don't know if I like it for the home team as opposed to the away team. I know I got more focused when I was on the road just because it was nothing to think about other than what was the task at hand.
And I think for Indiana fans too, I mean, they get the announcement that the big noon kickoff is coming, right? That's a big deal that they'll get up for. Fans will show up. I think college football fans, Strick, really get in the habit of crescendoing to Saturday. So there's going to be some natural excitement for Indiana fans that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, oh wait, there's nothing on Saturday. And then rebuilding some of that energy and that momentum. It'll be a good crowd in Bloomington, I have no doubt about it. But sometimes it's not the same when you have to wait an extra week for a scene like that. You're looking ahead. You just kind of get blind. Anticipation gets to you. Do you get too hyped up too soon? Or do you wait too long to flip the switch, to turn it on and really get fired up? I'm with you that I think Indiana would have liked to keep rolling here, right? You have Nebraska, Washington, and then Michigan State, Michigan are the next games on their schedule. Indiana gets a bye between Michigan and Ohio State there on November 16th. For Nebraska, Strick, I'm okay with it that the bye week coming right now, the first of two. Honestly, I like the next bye week even more, but if you get two, I'm not mad at having this one right now. I may be slightly bummed for the defense that's been playing better. Seems like it solved most of its issues, at least from a big picture perspective, against Purdue and against Rutgers. Now, those are bad offenses. Indiana blows both those teams' offenses out of the water, and they look different from anything you've seen, even dating back to Colorado, right? Indiana and Colorado are not the same schematically or systematically. Just because they spread it out and throw it, they go about it very different ways. But you have to get yourself back in that mindset, right? How do you keep that same tenacity, that same aggression against a team that doesn't have a punch you in the mouth with the run mentality? Well, you have 2 weeks to figure that out, right? I think Indiana's got some bright offensive minds on that staff. So for 2 weeks of game planning in order to figure out what are our best matchups, what are our best coverages, but most importantly, what are our best pressure looks against Indiana, Curtis Rourke has seen a lot. He's a senior. He's played a lot of football. He's seen, I'm sure, pretty much everything the game of college football has to offer. So Tony White's got to get creative. He's got to get in the lab a little bit. And like I said with one of my keys before, this is a great opportunity for Ty Robinson, Nash Hutmaker, Jamari Butler, John Bullock, I think, and pretty much the entire secondary to recharge their battery, to make this a 3-week sprint, because then you have another bye week and then another 3-week sprint, right? You played the longest portion of your season already. You're out of the adrenaline mode, right? You're out of non-conference. You've played a few conference games so far, but that was more of a marathon, right? Because you had 6 games that you had to play back-to-back, no off weeks. Now you can put everything into this week, do it 3 times in a row, and then you get another bye week. I think it sets up really well for Nebraska's defense in that way, and I think it came at the perfect time for the offense. A lot of upperclassmen on that group, except for the quarterback. I think the midway point is a great opportunity for Dylan Raiola to sit down, reflect a little bit. Hey, what do I like in the playbook? What do I not like in the playbook? What am I good at? What am I struggling at? What are other guys, comprehending where they may be a little bit behind? Because through 3 games here, Strick, in Big Ten play at least, I think you can tell that Dylan Raiola is still adjusting to the speed of Big Ten play. Rutgers was his first bad game, but you saw a little bit more risk against Illinois. You saw even a little bit more risk against Purdue. It's just been kind of blah. I think this is a great opportunity for Dylan Raiola to take a week off, assess, and then come fired up and ready to get going, right? I don't think he's hit the freshman wall, such as it's called, especially not 6 games in. But I still think that this comes at a good time for him to regroup with his guys and say, hey, let's put our heads together. We got to be more consistent moving forward, whether that's with scheme or just with, like you said, tenacity and energy. This is a perfect regroup point for the offense.
Nothing to add on to that. I agree. I think this is a great opportunity for them to take all the lessons that they had the ability to learn during this run-up or this runway that you speak about. And I like that term, actually. And like you said, assess. Those are 2 key words that I heard you say. I've heard you say runway and assess. They've had a good runway. They came up short in one of those. Some of their fault, some not their fault, but it's one that they had a chance to win, and you just came. So there's a lot of film work that can be applied, a lot of on-field work that can be applied, a lot of assessment and discussions that can be made. And that's what the bye week, I think, will allow you the opportunity to be able to do, plus being on the road. And then there's plenty of discussion points that they can have internally in that locker room, from coaching staff to players, and back and forth or things that they're seeing or things that they don't like, and also getting injuries that, let me tell you this, Tommy Hill is going to feel a lot better having time. He'll be able to do some stuff. He'll be able to watch film. He'll be able to, I know the training staff understands what's going on with that. Know not to put him into too much strenuous, but allow him to just continue to loosen it up. And this even could have been a week, because like I said, that treatment that I got, it's a 3 treatment process. I think you can't do it like every day or every week. Now, again, this was back in the 2000.
Stone Age. I mean,
So-
2000s.
So the treatments could be even better. You know, the time frames. Like I think I had to wait. I had to go once a week or every 2 weeks or something like that because it would allow you to break up that tissue, heal. You go back in, whatever's left, they would move it around, mark where, and then boom, hit it again. So hopefully, you know, the treatments are a lot better that he'll be able to play. But I'm telling you, 2 weeks off that thing is going to help him too.
Massively. Corey and Lincoln, do you feel any different about the defense if Raiola hits the pass to Lindenmeyer and Nebraska's undefeated instead of getting torched in overtime?
Ask you that question. You're the one that said they 7-5 is all good. Because if they would have been, I look, listener, I think Austin would be singing a different tone if they was in here 7-0. I bet he ain't.
You don't know me at all.
I don't think he would. Then say your piece.
I'll say my piece.
Spit it.
If I am anything,
hot tool on it. Spit it. What? That was an inside joke.
Everyone knows it's not an inside joke. I don't like the implication on that one. Anyways, I am nothing if not a process-oriented
Ellie's over there
person.
dying, yo.
She's done with you.
Ellie,
she's done with you.
Ellie doesn't know what to say right now.
I don't think either one of us
I'm
saw.
speechless. Every time you say something, I'm just
Imagine trying to do a show with this guy 10 hours a week.
Hey, Austin's going to be out of town down in the Royals for the Royals.
I'm tapping
game.
in, though. You're not done
And Ellie's got
Take over.
Ellie's dreading being here with Stricky. Oh, that's
Anyways,
hilarious. Okay.
I don't feel much different about the defense if Nebraska beats Illinois because Barry Lunny Jr. called one heck of a game. Indiana has some legit playmakers and Pat Bryan and Zachary Franklin. Even Caden Fegan, a really good running back. Offensive line better than I think we anticipated. That defense got carved up against Illinois.
Yeah.
Right. Even if Nebraska wins that game, it doesn't change the fact that Illinois made it look simple, moving the ball down the field against Nebraska. And Jay would say, yeah, Illinois hit on key plays, but that tells me Nebraska's defense didn't step up in key moments. If Nebraska wins that game in regulation, I would like to think my track record speaks enough for itself that I would have been, positive and happy about the win, but said, hey, pump the brakes, right? The defense kind of got shredded. They got some stuff to work on, which they did. They responded against Purdue, and they held a bad Rutgers offense down. So that's what I would say to that. Cigar Guy says, that's why trying to go 7-0 into Ohio State was such a big deal because the second half of the schedule is way harder. Nebraska needed to pad the record. He's hoping Nebraska ends up with 8 wins this season. He also says, if Nebraska doesn't improve, they're in big trouble. Both things can be true. BJ in Wichita, I'm sick of losing to that boring Iowa team. Yes, you and 2 million of your closest friends, BJ. It's painful, Strick. I mean, getting Nebraska off the schneid against Iowa in 2022, a little bit of catharsis, but all the losses feel the same. 1 or 2 little things go wrong. Offense gets bogged down. Defense can't stop the stretch play. That's what it's been, really, since the end of Bo Pelini's tenure, the start of Mike Riley's tenure. It's the same story.
Well, to me, the defense against Illinois was and look, I would say that Coach White takes some onus on that. He was playing a little bit on his heels. Very soft.
Mm-hmm.
They literally scored. Illinois did. They literally scored on basically the same play, just with different formations.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm a guy that's able to kind of decipher. You can get me maybe with an unbalanced. You can get me with an unbalanced situation maybe one time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna key it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna key that if that's my coverage I miss, I'm gonna key it. And if I see something that looks remote, I'm jumping it. That's just me. You know, like that's what I think defensively, especially in basketball, even in football. Like I remember one time we were playing Creighton Prep, and Creighton Prep was doing what I was talking about, the same play. They were, and I'm yelling at the defensive coordinator. I'm mad because I see it, and I'm like, they're in an unbalanced line. Shift, and I'm trying to get my guys to listen to me, but no. And so something happens. They get, I don't know, 6-7 yards. I think I make a tackle and now I'm pissed. I'm mad, and I go crazy. I'm yelling at the sideline, and finally I got the guys to listen. And then a guy named Jason Williams. He was like
White chocolate?
No, not him, but he was a really good running back.
Motorcycle?
They run around the stretch play around that end. And when I tell you I hit him so hard that they could hear it up in the booth.
Oh.
And yeah. And he said, oh, he wilted, and they had to kind of cart him off. But that's how mad I was. It's because when you see something like Utah, like I'm like, this is what they're freaking gonna run. I know what they're gonna do, so I'm gonna try to do something of what I could do, but Nebraska didn't do that in that Illinois game. It was literally like they were getting beat by the same stuff. They didn't do anything crazily different.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm hoping Nebraska will be able to just decipher a lot that's gonna get thrown at them and be able to make a play or two. Hoping a guy like Williams steps up. It don't have to be him. I'm hoping somebody,
anyone,
makes a play.
Who cares who?
Yeah.
Just make a play.
And they got a couple interceptions. So that's, I'd be studying route combinations. I'd be studying any tails. What's his breakdown like? Is his breakdown a breakdown? Is it just you know what I'm saying? Like I'm watching it.
Is it loopy? Is it tight? Yeah.
All that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to summarize Tulane Tanner's text into the last sentence, and I want your reaction here, Strick. This Nebraska team strikes me as one that tends to play to its level of competition.
Nebraska?
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I don't know if I'm gonna believe that one. I don't think I can believe that one yet. Because I honestly I think they play hard, but I think they just approached Illinois with way too much respect. But again, there's that dog situation. Who's going to be that? Yeah. I actually think Bullock's a dog. I've come to the conclusion. I think Bullock.
Creighton Prep guy, by the way.
Yeah, I was kind of in between on him, but I actually think he's a dog. I think actually Gifford's a dog. I think Gifford's got that in him. I'm starting to see what's my DB's name that's come in now? Sierra.
Yeah. Balling.
I think he got that in him. There's a few of them. Definitely high. The front line and Nash and those guys. They've got it. I thought they were really good in this last game, and we're going to need that again. I think they're going to need situations where they're going to get pressure with 4 again. They're going to have to beat these offensive linemen. They're going to have to beat them.
That they will. Let's go to break here. Plenty more on the text line to get to, as well as Robert Saleh being fired by the New York Jets. 402-464-5685. We'll take your thoughts all show long. Half an hour to go here during On the Block.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive. Always honest answers.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies with light south winds. See an afternoon high around 81. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low around 52. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies and light south winds again with the high around 87. I'm meteorologist Kyle Kleck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith. Innovation has a name. Call Patriot Plumbing at 402-464-7411 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-464-7411.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. As you gear up for game day this season, don't forget the MVP in your life. Whether it's a ruby bracelet to show off her team spirit or a timeless Heartland diamond that shines from across the room, we've got the perfect play. Our experts at Sartor Heyman are here to help you make the winning move. Until next time, happy shopping, guys.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Against Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Against Sports at 48th and Vine.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Fall is here, which means it's time to dive into a new lineup of autumn flavors at Wings and Rings. Your home away from home during football season. Their all-star lineup of wing sauces is adding 2 new impact players, curry garlic and pumpkin chili. Need something delicious before kickoff? How about starting your meal with their brand new chorizo nachos and loaded fries? You better act fast. These new tastes of autumn won't be here long. So make the trip to one of their 2 Lincoln locations today on O Street or Village Lane.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneer Pioneers Boulevard.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here on the block talking plenty of football. We're going to get right back to your texts on our Starter Heyman Jewelers text line as well as comment section, 402-464-5685, and live for you on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Let's see here, Strick. We have 8893 predicting 5-1 over the next 6, which would be a 10-2 season for the Huskers. You also have Brad saying, surprisingly, it looks like Dylan Raiola has plenty of time to throw. Can the receivers just not get open? I think the receivers have gotten better at getting open. I mean, you're playing some good cornerbacks in the Big Ten for sure. But Rick, I would say the wide receivers are doing a much better job for the most part in getting open for their quarterback this year compared to last year.
Yeah, I mean, I think so in the original routes. I think this is where other team, and that takes time. It takes time and chemistry to understand kind of where you are on the on the route tree and what to do. I don't think they've gotten that part yet. I don't think they're good at that.
Yeah,
they're good at the basic turn up, but it's like a give up. It's not a constant. It's not okay, if I get here, but let me not just kind of drift there. Let me figure out a way to shake him to get here because Dylan can find me there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they do a good job of that. They do the normal stuff. They're running an out, they turn up. They're running a dig, they keep running the dig, and then they come back to the ball instead of maybe stopping and reversing course. Like they're not doing anything like that. Like I haven't seen that yet. Now, I've seen Dylan make a play to force someone to adjust, but not them naturally on their own yet adjusting to make space for him to be able to find them.
We are halfway through the year for some teams. Some teams have already had a bye week. They're only 5-0, including your 3 Big Ten frontrunners right now in Ohio State, Oregon, and Penn State all sit at 5-0. Question from Travis on the text line here, Strick. Who from the Big Ten and SEC do you guys think will make the playoffs if they started right now?
From who?
Big Ten and SEC.
Playoffs.
Yeah. I feel confident for the Big Ten. It's Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, and that's the list right now.
Okay.
I don't see anyone else. Who in the SEC then? Does the SEC get 4?
Up right now.
They only get 3.
SEC is so crazy right now.
Thomas and Lincoln, throw them horns down, okay? We know you're a Texas guy, but stop it. They're in the conversation.
Let's see. SEC, man, Missouri just went down. I knew that kind of was going to happen. So I've got to say Alabama.
Okay.
Wow. I'm going to say Alabama, Georgia, and Texas.
3 from each?
I'm going to say that those are the sure ones. I think SEC SEC gets 4 before Big Ten, though.
What if Georgia falls out?
Where do you see them falling out?
Georgia?
I know they lost Alabama, but where do you? I mean, they got to go to Texas.
Georgia hosts Mississippi State, goes to Texas, bye week. Florida in the world's largest cocktail party, on the road at Ole Miss, hosts Georgia, and then it's UMass and Georgia Tech at home to finish out the year. Georgia at its peak is still a top 2, maybe top 3 team in college football. Do you think Georgia plays that way throughout the whole schedule? We had just had another incident today, Shirky, with a Georgia player arrested. It's a problem.
So the culture now is starting to be affected. Unfortunately, it's starting to get some internal stuff going on. So it could hinder you.
And I don't want to be doom and gloom.
Who are you rolling with then? Because I don't believe in Ole Miss, even though Ole Miss has got them at home. But I think Ole Miss sometimes plays to the level of the situation, and they're very capable of beating.
Do you take one
I don't
loss
know
Ole
if
Miss or
Minnesota-
2 loss Georgia to the playoff?
I mean, it's going to, unfortunately, by way of a one-loss Ole Miss team is going to be in there.
Okay, what if you get
They're
one
gonna be
loss
in there.
Tennessee or 2 loss Georgia?
I don't think it's going to be a one-loss Tennessee. I think they lose. I think they lose to Georgia in Georgia in Athens. I think they lose. So it would be 2.
What? Okay, let's say A&M beats Texas.
What are you saying? Then
A&M's 5-1 right now.
I don't think Texas drops out.
I'm with you.
They drop to- they
But
drop
if
to maybe
Texas
7?
drops lower, that kicks another SEC team out. Probably. A&M goes to Mississippi State, hosts LSU.
You think A&M's a sleeper? You think they sneak in?
I don't think they do, but I'm saying you have to consider the possibility.
What's their schedule look like?
Okay, they are halfway home. They go to Mississippi State, host LSU, go to South Carolina, bye week, host New Mexico State, go to Auburn, host Texas.
So there's really only one loss. They could sneak in. Well, no, hold on. To be honest, I don't think LSU gets in.
I'm with you.
So I'm looking at them. I was trying to see what they were looking like. Yeah, I mean it does look kind of favorable for in some ways.
Someone is throwing out LSU. LSU's
sir.
schedule
I just
is
saw it. No, sir. No,
is
sir.
host Ole Miss, go to Arkansas, go to A&M,
That's a danger game. going to
host
Arkansas.
Bama,
Mhm.
go to Florida, host Vandy, host LSU, or host Oklahoma. I'm not feeling LSU.
I'm not feeling
Stricky.
it. I'm not feeling it. Yeah.
LSU is just SEC Miami
Yeah.
right now. A lot of offense, not a lot of defense. So I think that you are correct that the 3 most likely are Texas, Georgia, Bama. And that's, I think, the way I would break it down too. I don't think the Big Ten gets a 4th. I think the SEC gets a 4th, and it's either I still think you're
You think
splitting
it's
hairs
Tennessee?
between Ole Miss, Tennessee, and A&M.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with it. So
Yeah. And I think they come in at like 12
probably
or 11.
Probably
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually think, what do you think? 402-464-5685. Does the SEC get 4 or does the Big Ten? I think it's the SEC, to be honest.
I don't know if the SEC does, but I think it's much more likely. So we'll take your thoughts, 402-464-5685. Let's go to the NFL here very quickly, Strick. Robert Saleh, fired by the New York Jets today after just a couple and a half seasons on the job. Here's the thing. Albert Breer of the NFL Network comes in and says, Saleh came in for work this morning, as usual, and was informed by Jets owner Woody Johnson of the decision.
Ooh.
So at least
How
he
do
did
you
in
like
person.
to walk in? You're walking
Yeah.
into the stadium to your office area and he's standing there. What look does he have on his face? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is it the smile? Is it the Judas kiss kind of look to it? Hey, Robert.
Hey, how you
Good
doing?
to see you, my boy. And pow! Is it the mafioso style where they bring you in, everything's kosher, you're eating dinner,
Breaking
and then-
bread.
Yeah, you're breaking bread,
Sipping
sipping on
coffee,
some wine,
water cooler.
toast to the mafioso, and pow!
Red wedding.
They put you down like what's his name? Whitey no. The Teamster guy.
Oh.
402-464-5685. The one gosh darn it. The one my mind's saying Ted Bundy, but no, not him. But you know who I'm talking about. He was
Jimmy
one of the
Hoffa?
There you go.
Hoffa.
See?
Yeah, Hoffa.
Jimmy Hoffa. You guys, man, all I got to do is throw it out.
Axel Foley,
guys
ham
catch
and
the
beans.
vibe.
Y'all are on it.
You guys catch the vibe. I appreciate you. Yeah. What does it look like?
I don't know.
That's wild. Just to think
Well,
about
wasn't it the Jets that released a player and he tried to get into the facility and his key card didn't work? Yeah.
They do you dirty, Jets.
Dirty. How about this, Tricky? Jets rank 22nd in expected points added per play on offense, but they're number 5 in that same stat on defense. So Saleh was doing his job with the defense. Well, come to find out.
We knew that, though. The defense. Go ahead.
There's a report. Robert Saleh was getting ready to fire offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett. But before he could fire the OC, the owner fires him. Too slow on the trigger, my guy.
On the trigger.
Too hesitant. It cost you.
Well, that's like being in the Wild Wild West, my boy. It was time to draw, and you got stuck before you could pull the draw. Pause. Yeah, that part.
I saw this too. Awful Announcing posted a Twitter clip. It's from First Things First on Fox. Last week, Eric Mangini, who has some intimate knowledge of the Jets, he coached them for 4 or 5 years. He predicted Woody Johnson would be pissed off by a loss in London. Jets lost to the Vikings in London on Sunday because his friends from Woody Johnson's time as U.S. ambassador to the UK were in attendance.
Ooh.
So there's some speculation that, hey, was this the last straw because Robert Saleh embarrassed Woody Johnson in front of his UK friends?
Is it? Okay. Have y'all ever seen, what's the movie? Squid Games.
Isn't that a TV show?
You've seen it?
The Netflix show.
They've got that too. They've got a TV version, but it's actually a movie.
Oh, just what I know.
Or a series, right? Okay, so in part of that, I think there's, kind of a situation where they're sitting up and they're kind of watching all of the gameplay. And there's some side bets going on. I bet that, he's going to intercept this ball here. And I bet they don't get 10 yards. Like, I bet they're up there and people are up there ripping up their
bet slips.
Tickets, and they're mad at him. Man, your team sucks. I'm betting on you. And he has to hear that. That's how I envision it. I'm not saying that that's what happened, but that's how I see it. They were sitting up there having bets and betting amongst each other, and somebody was taking L's, and they ain't happy about it. And it's all because the team is doo.
Yeah.
And he lost to the Vikings. Vikings are balling, by the way.
5-0, Strick.
Shout out to the Vikings.
5-0.
Everybody thought they were gonna do like la-dee-dee-doo, la-dee-dee-doo, la. Everybody thought it. But Sam Darnold revived the Vikings. Wow. Would you have thunk it?
No, I would not have. Not in the slightest.
I
didn't think JJ McCarthy was going to either, but I did not think we had a Sam Darnold
McCarthy
renaissance.
In trouble.
Ewing theory? We got some Ewing theory going on?
No, but
before he's played an NFL snap?
Sam Darnold does this. Sam Darnold sometimes does this.
No, Sam Darnold does not do this. Sam Darnold does not do this.
What I'm saying is he'll raise to the occasion and make you feel good about him, and then all of a sudden he'll be trash, and then you'll move him, and then all of a sudden he raises back up when the opportunity, and he'll make you think him. Is he him?
See, I think that's more the Baker Mayfield path. And Baker actually played his way up there, right?
I would say more.
I think Baker was also failed by the Browns more than anything, probably failed by the Panthers a little bit. And then, he revitalized himself in Los Angeles and then took off in Tampa. Darnold hasn't shown flashes of this, right? He's the one seeing ghosts.
Is it Derek Carr too?
Can I rant about my Colts for 2 minutes real quick?
Because they're garbage.
They're 2-3. I don't know exactly how they won 2 games.
Same colors as Casey.
Gus Bradley's a problem. Defensive coordinator Gus Bradley is a problem. The Colts allowed season high in yards, 497 to Jacksonville, 37 points, allowed Trevor Lawrence to set a career high in passing yards with 371, allowed 8.7 yards per play, including 5.5 yards per rush and 10.9 yards per pass, allowed a punt return of 53 yards, allowed a 65-yard rushing touchdown, and an 85-yard passing touchdown. I don't care how many starters you're down. I don't care. Pretty much like 2/3 of the Colts defense has been banged up and missed time at one point or another. Jonathan Taylor, also out. Anthony Richardson, out. Stricky, the Colts got down 34-20. I'm like, Jacksonville strikes again. 9 straight times the Colts have lost to the Jags in Jacksonville.
Wow.
Oh, and once more as the road team overseas in London.
Wow.
I was done.
You're out.
But then, Strick.
Uh-oh.
But then, Joe Flacco and Alec Pierce had the audacity to reel me back in. 2 long touchdowns, and I'm there. I'm hook, line, and sinker. This is the year.
Flacco.
Joe Flacco's breaking the curse.
Oh, my gosh.
And then the Jags kicked the game-winning field goal in overtime. So, no, I'm not necessarily rolling with Joe Flacco. He played better than Anthony Richardson has this year, but this isn't a Joe Flacco year. This is a find out what you have in Anthony Richardson year. But you can't see what you have in him when he's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
When he goes out and you run him on his first play back into the game, you can't see what you have if he's not playing.
That's a fact.
I'm a Shane Steichen guy. I think Shane Steichen's a good coach. I like him. But I'm sorry, Gus Bradley, you don't have the Legion of Boom. You got to switch it up. You can't keep playing cover 3 at the highest rate in the NFL. It ain't working. It hasn't worked. It didn't work last year. I'm done, Strick.
Yeah.
I'm just upset. I'm just sad. Like, we don't have to keep doing this every week.
Well, in the meantime, in between time, we allowed our resident encyclopedia to rant a little bit, but Sways threw something out, and I'm going to throw
What you
it to
got,
him
Sways?
just to allow him to just kind of chill out for a second. Sways says, hey, dig into the Big 12. He says they get in 3. Are you rolling?
No, I'm not rolling.
Who's rolling with the Big 10 getting in 3?
Big 10 gets 3. Big 12 does
No,
not
not
get
Big
3.
10. That's what I meant, Big 12.
Big 12 gets the champion. Maybe a wild card. Maybe.
Sways, he just dumped all over your little...
Let's think this through. 3 Big 10, 3 SEC.
That's it. That's
okay.
6.
That's 6. I'm going to assume it's Miami out of the ACC.
Okay.
Okay. Then you have your Big 12 champ, your highest ranked Group of 5 champ, and then you got I'm at 9. You got 3 other spots.
Yeah, I don't see. I don't.
You
there's
get a
gonna be
fourth
one champ. Yeah,
You get a 4th SEC.
I'm not feeling.
Probably. Maybe you get a second Big. If Clemson keeps playing the way it's playing, over the last few weeks.
Well,
maybe
you gotta think
Clemson
about,
sneaks in.
Where's Notre Dame right now?
Top 15.
See, somehow they may try to find a way to sneak Notre Dame in there.
It's not out of the question that the Big 12 gets. Big 12 gets 2. Big 12 gets 2.
I think they get 2, but it's going to be a close 2, like an 8, an 8 and a 12, or an 8 and an 11. I don't see them getting up to the top 5. I don't see anybody in the Big 12 jumping up there. The ACC, I definitely probably see Miami, like you said, if Clemson keeps it up. I don't see anything else, but here's the thing. Pittsburgh's going to have a chance to run it off. Their schedule is kind of set for them to continue to move up, because they're going to get a chance. They're going to get a chance they're going to get a chance at Clemson.
Yeah.
Although it's going to be at home. So that's their opportunity to backdoor into it, because they're going to get SMU, but SMU's got to win a couple more weeks in order for it to make it, because Louisville's not going to matter to them. Boston College, neither is Virginia. They got to hope that SMU continues to win, go and get them on the road, and Clemson and get your opportunity at Clemson at home. That's the only way Pittsburgh sneaks in.
Yeah.
So I only see 2, bro, to be honest.
They should probably get 2, but no more than that.
No.
That's where I'm at with it. Let's go to break here. We'll wrap things up for On the Block. Get you set up for the 1 hour of old school for our teammates at Timeout with Demo and Ash coming up at 5. Strick, Austin, Ellie, right back after this.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we want to thank all of our customers for a great September. And now it's time for our annual Halloween sales event happening right now at Koppel. Get 0% financing at Koppel. You heard right, 0% financing on select new models. Also, huge discounts up to $11,500 are available. It's our annual Halloween sales event. Get $11,500 off or 0% financing at Koppel. So please stop on by or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did 0% with roof credit.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
My husband has always been the one we depend on. He's a great dad, loves the outdoors, but lately he hasn't been himself. He tried to hide it, but I can tell he's struggling with his mental health. I called the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
988 calls and texts are free and confidential, with skilled caring support 24/7. No judgment, just help.
988 saved my husband's life.
Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. As you gear up for game day this season, don't forget the MVP in your life. Whether it's a ruby bracelet to show off her team spirit or a timeless Heartland diamond that shines from across the room, we've got the perfect play. Our experts at Sartor Heyman are here to help you make the winning move. Until next time, happy shopping, guys.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies with light south winds. An afternoon high around 81. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low around 52. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies and light south winds again with the high around 87. I'm meteorologist Kyle Kleck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on me and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through October 15th is $2 off tray packaged ground beef, $2 off hot dogs, 15% off cookbooks, and buy one, get one 50% off on hardcore carnivore seasoning. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Fall is here, which means it's time to dive into a new lineup of autumn flavors at Wings and Rings. Your home away from home during football season. Their all-star lineup of wing sauces is adding 2 new impact players, curry garlic and pumpkin chili. Need something delicious before kickoff? How about starting your meal with their brand new chorizo nachos and loaded fries? You better act fast. These new tastes of autumn won't be here long. So make the trip to one of their 2 Lincoln locations today on O Street or Village Lane.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back one final time here during On the Block. Austin, Strick, Ellie with you. We're going to go every other here. We'll start with Strick, go to Ellie. 3 teams in college football have not trailed in a game this season. We're going to name the 3 teams. Stricky, your guess first.
3 teams
have not trailed in a college football game all season. Can you name them? Or just one. Throw out a guess.
Let me quick think. I'm going to say Texas.
Okay, Stricky gets Texas. That is 1 off the board. Ellie, next guess to you. A college football team that has not trailed this season.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma has trailed and lost this year.
I don't pay attention to anybody besides Nebraska.
It's going to be tough for you then. Okay, Stricky, your next guess. Lock it in, my guy. Come on. You have just a few minutes here. I believe in you. Give me a good guess. Texas is the obvious one. I'll grant you that much.
I'm gonna say
Strick took
Oregon.
mine, so I'm blaming it on Strick.
I'm gonna say Oregon.
Oregon has trailed this year. I believe they've trailed to both Idaho and Boise State, in fact.
No, so then I mean
No, that's your guess. Okay, Ellie.
Skip.
No, you don't get a skip. Just throw it a college football team. That's good.
That's good.
I got
Yeah.
one. I wanted to say this one first, but
No, they lost.
Just name a college football team. You can do it. Just try. Throw it out there.
Come on, Ellie, come
Auburn.
Auburn has lost
I told you.
to Cal. The fight Nopalika's
Oh,
lost to
yeah,
Cal.
I know,
Yeah.
man.
Hi, Stricky.
Pittsburgh.
Has trailed.
No!
I promise you. Okay.
That's cap.
Okay, now we get hints.
Let me go get my Mario hat.
There is an American Conference team and a Big Ten team
Can we play game
that have not
one
trailed.
A Big Ten team?
Ellie guessed the Big Ten team. Stricky, the American
guessed it?
Conference team,
that hasn't trailed?
has not trailed. Big Ten football team that has not trailed.
An American?
And then you're on the American, Stricky.
Have we played them?
Nebraska has not played this team this year.
Yeah, we played.
I will tell you,
I'm gonna say Penn State.
they are a former Big Ten East team. It is not Penn State. It is not Ohio State, Bubba.
We need to get a cricket sound in here.
We do need a cricket.
53,
Good ass.
53-48 bails you guys out. It's Indiana.
Is it?
Indiana has
I
not
was gonna say
trailed
that.
for a second.
Thanks very
That's
much.
something I'm gonna keep an eye on in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
And
Indiana's
an
schedule.
American and okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Their schedule so far: Florida International, Western Illinois, UCLA, Charlotte, Maryland, and Northwestern.
Okay. So
Okay, now we're on to the American, Stricky.
it's got to be the Navy Midshipmen.
It is not Navy. It is not Navy. It is not Navy.
No way, bro.
Navy has trailed.
No way, bro. It can't be Army.
It's Army.
No way,
It's Army,
bro.
The Golden Knights
No way.
have not trailed.
This cap. Let me go get my Mario.
Okay,
Did they
now,
really?
now, if either of you get this with one guess, I'll buy you lunch.
Mhm.
The only FBS team to not lead for a single second this year. No hints.
Have they lost every single game?
Do we don't get a hit for a conference?
No. No hints. The only FBS team to not lead at any point in a game this season.
Wow.
C. Munden, it is not UTEP.
I was about to thank you, C. Munden. You saved me because I was thinking. I think he's trying to sneak one in here.
I'm not trying to sneak one in here. Not going to happen. It is not Kennesaw. It is not Northwestern.
I'm gonna say, bro. No, it can't be Auburn.
Okay, you got to go, Stricky.
Auburn. It can't be Auburn.
Auburn's won games.
No, I know. I'm saying
It is not Florida State. It is not Purdue. It is not Utah State. We're really crossing teams off the list here.
gosh, bro. It can't.
Yep,
be.
not Florida State.
And they haven't led at all. FBS.
134 teams. We're crossing a lot of them off the list here.
That's crazy. But there's teams that have won games, so you had to.
Okay, so this team has lost to Pitt, St. Francis, Tennessee, Penn State, and Eastern Michigan.
Bro, okay.
Stricky's out on lunch.
Oregon State.
It is not Oregon State. There's Ellie's guess.
I don't.
Boss Man DP gets it on the text line.
Who?
Of course.
You gonna guess?
I'm not
You gonna guess? Okay, this is official.
It's official.
Lunch is off the table.
Lunch was always off the table
It was not off the table.
because I was never going to get it right.
You know, that's why you throw a lottery ticket in the win. Kent State.
I said that.
You did not.
No, you didn't. Kip
Kappa.
said that. Kip and
You
Bubba.
You didn't say it.
But somebody
Big
said
Slime
that.
on the
Big
text line
Slim,
said
Bubba,
that.
and Kip. said it.
I knew
And
it was
But
Kentucky.
Bubba, this was, I guess that was your first guess on that one. You did guess Ohio State for the other one. So,
Dang it. All right.
yeah. So no lunch. That means you guys have to buy me lunch. I think that's how it works. So
That was not part of the freaking. That was not part of the equation.
we can make it part of the equation. Yeah, Eric. Thank you, Eric. Strick, you lied. Tell him, Eric. Tell him. Man, it's been great. It has been a good time here. Stricky's tossing that cap up in the air. We're going to call it a show. Don't go anywhere. We got Old School coming up next. I'm in with DP for an hour ahead of the teammates timeout. Stricky's in studio. I'm headed down to KC.
Enjoy,
got some
my boy.
ALDS to cover, so I will be on the show at least briefly Wednesday and Thursday. Back with you on Friday. Don't worry, you are in the best of hands here at 1040. For Strick, for Ellie, I'm Austin. It's been a fun one. Old School, teammates timeout coming up next on the ticket. NEBCO is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker concrete, and Beatrice concrete. NEBCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEBCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
Hi, I'm State Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised right here in Lancaster County. I understand the value of hard work by being involved in our family business. I built